Hello dear World of Warcraft friends, welcome back to a new video on my channel. Today I've got a roundup video with 3 news items that didn't make it into videos of their own this week around the 12.1 release. And that's what we're going to look at here. We'll start with a new promotion featuring Chuska items. However, there's a big catch to this story. We had a wave of bans just before the release of patch 12.1. And we had or still have new Blizzcon items, which were discovered in the data mining of World of Warcraft patch 12.1. We'll take a look at all of that in this video. Make yourselves comfortable and join me. And with that, let's get started. Feel free to leave a like, subscribe, especially if you don't want to miss anything with the new patch. And here we go. The catch with this Chuska promo is, you can probably already tell from this up here. Right above my finger in the top right corner, it says Bilibili and not YouTube. And based on the characters you can tell that must be, it's definitely not German, that means this promo is once again exclusive to China. We've already explained why several times. NetEase is basically the partner there on site and they handle it. And that's why they always get things that we don't get. Part number 1 is this mount that you've seen here. So this giant crab with the big blue claw. You know? Looks pretty funny. But it doesn't matter because we won't get it, lol. So that's really unfortunate. The same thing is also available for Classic and Mists of Pandaria Classic. And apparently it's also a mount where you can click on something. So did you see that? He clicked on something and then started casting Hearthstone. That's kinda sus. Is that a Hearthstone mount with its own cooldown? Because that would be kinda crazy. But I couldn't find anything about it, because even Wowhead or so didn't get to the bottom of it. And I can't speak Chinese, unfortunately. But there are other things, like this cute baby seal. We've actually had similar ones in the game before. I don't know if they also have the name Seal. No, that would have been too easy. But we also have to check the pets. There have been similar things before. So that's nothing completely new, but it definitely looks very cute. That has to be said. Here's a little beaver. It's super cute. Take a look at it. It's really cute. I prefer mounts over pets, but this one is super cute. And then there's also a little tent here that you can set up, and apparently you can fish out of a hole there. Other than that, there are a few more housing items. Here's a cooking pot you can hang up, a fire pit, and that bench back there. Then there are also several back pieces, for example just a shark that you can hang on your back, it hangs there, a skewer with a fish on it. And then we have another one, like a penguin I think. Yeah, here in the backpack. That also looks super cute, how it's just hanging in there. But alright, for classic there are also some items. For example, here's a low res staff. Personally that one doesn't really excite me, but oh well, everyone has different tastes, right? And for classic there's also this little, is that supposed to be a beaver? A pet? And what this is here, honestly I don't know. It looks like these are new forms for the Death Knight's Army of the Dead, but I haven't read anything in a language I understand what that could be. So all in all, very interesting. Especially, as I said, this animation with the Hearthstone. I still find that weird. That thing has its own animation when you summon it. That's pretty cool. And as I said, you can click on something here. And then apparently you can click on an NPC there who then casts Hearthstone. So if that's really the case, you just have a second Hearthstone that you can buy. That would be huge. As long as it doesn't share the cooldown. Alright, then we had the whole overview here, the page for it. Then also again on Wowhead, and here you can see you get swimming speed for it. And you get 10 augment runes that you can buy through it. But I just don't know if this here is actually that. There, now they've added it, because it wasn't there before. It wasn't there yet. I know that for sure when I read it. Now they've added it. Teleports the owner to a capital every 30 minutes. Works like a Hearthstone and has its own cooldown. So that's pretty strong. You can zip around even more than you already could. Other than that, on Tuesday we had, or rather during the night leading into Tuesday, a new wave of bans. Unfortunately, the video material that was previously available on Twitch has been removed. What we saw there was a guild playing Mythic Rotmire. And in the middle of the fight or during the pull, numerous people got banned. I think it was 14 or 15 people who got kicked out. Unfortunately, this VOD is no longer available. And all in all, it was mainly Eastern European guilds that got kicked and banned. Presumably because of real money transactions. In other words, they sold boosts and other in-game items for real money. That's not allowed. It goes against the terms of service of World of Warcraft. And in the end, they got banned for it. It also says here again that mainly Russian, Iranian and Middle Eastern guilds were affected. And from the looks of it, the players were banned for 6 months. And to be honest with you, I don't feel sorry for them. In 17 years of playing World of Warcraft, I've never been banned, not even for a single day. I only got a warning once, because I named my shaman Sigma Sigma Duck. I had to rename him after that. But other than that, what can I say? If you don't do anything you're not supposed to do, nothing happens to you. And if you're dumb enough to do things like that, that's exactly the reason. Even before I started doing YouTube, while others in my guild were botting, I never botted because I never wanted to risk my account. And almost all of them, I'm not a snitch, right? If someone wants to do that, let them do it. I'm not going to tell on them. But I always said no. Of course, I never did anything, so nothing could happen to me. Most of them still got banned eventually. And sorry, you know it beforehand. And this? Yeah, but I'm probably the one who won't get caught. That's way too risky for me. So it's their own fault. I have no sympathy for that at all. And then we also have the Blizzcon items, or some that have been discovered. Apparently there are new promotion pets. The aquatic clockwork Quaker. Quaker, whatever. And the classic clockwork Quaker. You know. There are two cute little wind-up ducks. So far it just says that these are all promo pets. So at this point we don't know how you get them. Do you have to pay money for them? In the past there were special bundles to buy during BlizzCon. Sometimes you had to watch the stream, then you got the items. We'll have to wait and see. BlizzCon is next month. I think there's still a lot coming our way. And at the same time there are two more pets that were marked with the tag promotion. So they're marked with BlizzCon 2026 and these two are just marked with promotion. Here we have this nice piece, so a kind of fairy dragon and then a murloc. No idea how you'll be able to get them in the end, but apparently not at BlizzCon. And yeah, that's it for this video. Feel free to write your opinion in the comments. Sending kisses. See you in the next video. Have a good one. Take care.